got a little quick video that I want to talk about because I feel like it needs to be touched on. I feel like people are kind of hypocritical when it comes to this topic. And if they really think about it, it's the same shit. I would let that lady go, but I got people riding me. So a lot of people feel like it's wrong if somebody says they don't want their kids an interracial date, but it's okay if they only date a certain race of person. And they claim that's a preference, right? That's what they'll say. They'll say, well, that's my preference. It's different. It's not the same. Well, guess what? It's the parents' preference. It's the same thing. I, by the way, don't agree with either one, just for the record. I don't agree with if somebody says their kid has to date a certain race, or I don't agree with people saying that they only date a certain race, because everybody claims that it's about love and character and it's not about race, but yet you only date certain races of people. How does that make any sense? Think about it. I'm gonna say it's only a preference, and love has no color, right? I'm gonna say love has no color, but I only date a certain color of people. Come on, man. There's no way around this. But people will say it's their preference. Nah, it's not your. Yeah, it is your preference, but at the same time, you still are. It's no different than somebody saying they don't want somebody to date their kid because of this or that. It don't make them racist. If it doesn't make you racist to say I only date this race of people, then how does it make the other people racist? What's the difference, people? Please explain. And I'm speaking from the world because I personally don't agree with either one. I don't agree with when people say they only want their kids to date certain races of people, and I don't agree with people who say that they only date certain races of people, right? But that's your choice. But to me, all I'm saying is it's the same thing. All I'm saying is if you're going to judge people who, I don't think people are racist, by the way, who say their kids only should date certain races of people. It's kind of awkward and shit like that, but whatever, who cares? I don't care personally. Like, I don't care, honestly. It is what it is. But damn, this fucking dude. Hold on, I'm kind of in the middle of some shit. I gotta park there. Yeah, I mean, if people are gonna say, well, you're racist because you don't want your kids to date a different race, but then it usually be people who only date a certain race. Like, it's the same. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's the same shit. How's it any different? How's it any different if I say, well, I only date a this color woman, man, but I'm not racist, or I'm not discriminating, or I'm so different than a person who says they want their grandkids to look like them. I'm different than them. You know, it makes me different because it's my preference. But when it comes to them, it's not a preference, right? No, it's a preference. They prefer their kids to date a certain race of people. I'm not here saying they right. Just like I'm not here saying people are right who say they only date a certain race of people, because you're not right. Especially if everybody want to scream that love has no color and love this and love that. But yet you are saying you only date a certain race of people. And I know there's going to be black women watching this and mad. And there's going to be some other people who interracially date and mad. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm not trying to make people mad. I'm just being real. Like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And as far as a black woman getting mad because I say I don't care what color or race of woman I date, well, then step up to the plate and talk to me then if you so mad. If not, then what you mad about? Don't worry about who I date if you're not trying to fuck with me. Plain and simple. If you are, that's a whole different story. But if you're not, you have no reason to get mad. It's you don't want me, right? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So nobody discriminates against any race. I just said that. I'm not the type of dude to say, well, I don't date black women, or I don't date this woman, or this. That's stupid to me. Because I actually try to go by if a woman is good or not. I don't really care if she's green, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter, because guess what? Love don't have a color. But if you really stick by that and believe that, it's impossible for you to say, well, my preference is only this, but love has no color. Nah, your love has a color. That's why you have a preference for the way they look. No way around it. Let's just be honest about it. I don't understand why it's so hard for people to be real. If you have a preference when it comes to dating a woman or man, and as far as race, your love does have a color, because you refuse to love anybody else that looks a different color. Think about it. You refuse to do it. Even if it's maybe your preference is your own color, but maybe it's a different color person that actually is the love of your life. How do you know? How do you know who God really wants you to love? I'm not even getting into all that, man. It's not even worth all that. But the point is, it's the same thing. The point is, it's the same thing. If you are a person that say that people are racist, if they say they want their kids to date these races of people, but yet, and you do the same thing saying you only date certain races of people, then you're racist then. There's no way around this, dog. There is no way around this. I'm not saying that people are racist because they say they don't want their kids to date certain races, or they want them to date the same race. That's not me saying this. All I'm saying in this video is there is no difference between them saying that and some other people who say I only interracially date. I don't date white guys, or I don't date black guys, whatever. It's the same thing, man. What's the difference? I'm not here to say you're wrong or right. I'm not here to say who's wrong or right about interracially dating, or who's wrong or right about only dating black guys or only dating white guys, or whatever you do, or girls, or whatever you do. I'm not here to say you wrong or who's right. All I'm saying is the same thing. If you're going to call people racist for saying they want their kids to date certain races, their own race, but you turn around and say I only date my own race, or you turn around and say I only like white guys or black guys or something, it's the same thing, man. And don't say love don't have no color if you are one of these people. Your love has a color. Mine don't. I don't give a fuck if she's green. But your love has a color. Because you refuse to find love. It could be the perfect woman or man, but you don't want them because they don't look like the race that you want. So your love has a color. Period. It's not no fucking preference. It's your love has a color is what it really is. Because if it's a preference, then that means it's just a preference when people say they don't want their kids to date outside their race. That's their preference. It's the same thing. Why do they get called racist but you don't? Even if I say I only date black women, how can I say, well, you say that she can't date black men, you're racist. But I'm not racist if I say I only date black women. You can say preference all you want. You can say black love. I'm all for all that. I'm all for all that, right? But I cannot be a hypocrite about it and say, oh, well, I only date black women, but I'm not, there's no type of racial thing about this, you know, that's just my preference. But if you say that your kid can't date a black man, then you're racist. And that's the same fucking thing, man. It's the same fucking thing. I just thank God that I don't give a fuck what color she could be fucking green. I don't care. I don't care. And if you're a black woman watching, you mad, then step up to the plate. You want me to be with a black woman so bad, step your ass up. If not, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if she's green, yellow, fucking blue. And it don't matter. Is she the right woman or not? That's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. So all I'm saying is it's the same thing, man. It's the same. And if you out here, if you're a person doing this shit, I really feel sorry for you, because the love of your life might be a race that you're not even given a chance to. I'm just being honest. It might be. That's why I'm glad that I don't care what color the woman is. You know what I mean? But you or whoever feels this way, you know what I mean? And another thing, I don't care, like if I have a daughter or something, I don't care what color dude she dates. I just want her to date the best dude for her that's not gonna fuck her life up, you know what I'm saying? But if you're a person that care, well, I kind of feel for you, because you know, just imagine a dude saying, imagine a perfect dude that's a different race, right? And he really go to school and everything, and for the dude's daughter, but the dude's daughter said, nah, I want you to date the same looking guy as me. And I'm not here to judge that, right or wrong, I don't care. I'm not here to say who's right or wrong. But the point is, it's stupid in my opinion. You know what I mean? I would much rather have my daughter dating the right guy than a certain preference that I got. You know what I'm saying? Just like I would much rather have the right woman than a preference. Oh, she's got to have this ass, or she's got to do this. Man, some things just don't matter. It's not going to stop her from cheating on me. It's not going to stop her from raising my kids right and certain things like that. That's what really matters. At the end of the day, that's what really matters, whether we want to accept it or not. Because we know, everybody get caught up in their lust. And once they get caught up in their lust, they stop thinking logically when it comes to why you should pick somebody. They throw all that shit out the window and they just go into this infatuation spell and just pick a motherfucker just because they like them. Nothing to do with because you like them and they got this going on, or this is why I should pick him over him. None of that shit though, right? Anyways, man, I'm done talking about it. You know what I mean? I seen it on Instagram, and this woman keeps insisting, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure she dates black men. She keeps insisting that it's racist if somebody says they don't want their kid to interracially date, but at the same time, I guarantee you she won't date a white dude or I guarantee you she probably only dates black guys. But she's right, and the people who have the preference of their kids that date certain races of people or their own race, they're racist. How does that work? How does that work? Just because you interracially date don't mean you're not really racist. When I say racist, I don't mean like to a certain to an extreme, but you're racist against other people. You're like, nah, I don't want to date this color or that color. Why? If love don't have a color, what's stopping you from doing it? You could say preference, but why is your preference that way? If your preference ain't racial, then why does it matter what what race they are? Why does it matter? See, it matters to you for a reason, and that's what I keep telling people. It matters to you for a reason. Obviously, you care about race when it comes to dating, or if you didn't, you wouldn't even have your preference would be a good women or good men. It would not be older. Well, they got to have dark skin and this or that. It wouldn't be none of that bullshit. And I just feel sorry for a lot of people because, some of y'all, your love of your life might actually be the race that you don't want. And hey, all I know is I like all races of women, so it don't matter to me. My mind can adjust to anyone. Oh, she's the right one for me? God, all right, bet. I ain't gonna be like, oh no, God, I gotta wait for my chocolate bunny, man. I just refuse, or I need the white girl. I ain't on all that dumbass shit. I want the right woman's the one I want. That's it. Because guess what? My preference ain't racist. I could try to act like, oh, it's just a preference. It's just a preference. I love black women, but I just don't want them. It's just a preference. Nah, there's a reason why you don't like them. Plain and simple. You can say what you want, man. And same thing with people who say they don't want their kids interracially dating. I'm not saying they're racist, right? But what I'm saying is they're no different than people who have these so-called preferences, because that's what they love to use. They love to use that. Like, nah, I'm not a racist against my own race. I just only like black guys. Well, why? There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. You can say what you want. You can say this or this or that. How do you know a white dude don't got this or this or this? How do you know? You can say, oh, I like black guys because this or this. I'm sure there's a white dude out there somewhere that got this or this or this. Or opposite. Maybe you're a white girl. I don't like black men because of this or that. There's a reason for this. Whatever that reason is, I don't give a fuck. That's your preference. Since everybody wants to say preference. I'm not here to say your preference is right or wrong. What I am saying is it's no different than people who say they want their kids to not they don't want their kids to date outside their race. No different. It's the same. That's their preference. They want their grandkids to look like them, or what? That's their preference. Right or wrong, I don't give a fuck. We're not here to argue. This video is not about to argue who's right or wrong. Y'all already know how I feel about it. I don't agree with either. I don't agree with saying your kids should only date this race, and I don't agree with people saying I only date this race. I think they're both foolish because love has no color, right? In my eyes, it don't. But a lot of y'all say that and you don't go by that. You say it, but your actions are different. Because if your actions was how you say it, then you would date any great dude or girl, regardless of what they look like. But we all know a lot of people ain't doing that shit out here. And that's fine. That's your preference. But don't say it. Don't be fake about it. And say, oh, love don't have no color. It's just a preference. I only like black men. Obviously, your love has a color. Just saying. And that's okay. That's your choice. Not my choice. That's your choice. And it's no different. That's all I'm saying. Where's the cap at? Where's the cap if a woman says, I only date black men, right? I'm just giving y'all an example. Because I can't discriminate against myself, right? I only date black men, but I'm not racist. It's just a preference. But if somebody says, they're mad at my interracial dating because their preference is for people not to interracially date. They're racist and I'm not, I guess. I don't know. To me, it's the same. To me, that woman who is interracially dating, even though that guy is being racist too, right? You still are too. If you say, man, I wouldn't even deal with a white dude. There's no way. That's why. You're against it for a reason. Plain and simple. You against. I see. Even if I say, oh, I don't date black women, why? There's got to be a reason for that. See, I don't have nothing against black women. That's why I don't have a problem talking to them. I don't have nothing against any race of woman. That's why I don't have no race preference. Make sense? If I had something against, they're ugly. I don't really like them. There you go. Don't matter why. The point is, it's the same shit. You're still discriminating against that group of people for a reason. I don't want her to date black guys. There's a reason for that. I don't want to date black guys, or I only date black guys. There's a reason for that. It's the same shit, man. Let's stop judging everybody differently. Because I see a lot of this, I only date this race or that race, and they get a pass. They get a pass for being, low-key racist, if you think about it. They're not really racist, but they're kind of racial, if that makes sense. But other people, they don't get no pass because they don't want their kids to interracially date. They get judged for it, but the other people, they don't. And I just think it's the same thing. I still think you're discriminating against a group of people for whatever reason. We're right or whatever wrong. Right or wrong, not here to argue about it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. All I know is I don't have a preference. Not when it comes to a race, I don't. I can't, because if I agree love has no color, then by default I cannot say, well, love has no color, but I only date black women, man. It's just my preference. But love has no color though, right? Makes no fucking sense, man. Trust me, man. I sat back and thought about this a long time, over and over. Every time this topic comes up, and it's the same result that I get back to every fucking time. People are full of shit. They don't know what the hell they talking about. Now, if you only have a preference to date these races of people, I'm not saying you're wrong for it. All I'm saying is your love has a color. Because let's say you only date black dudes, perfect white dude come up, and you don't want nothing to do with him. Your love has a color. He was a perfect guy. Let's say he was perfect. You thought he was attractive, even attractive too, but you didn't want to fuck with him because he's not black, right? Well, then your love has a color. And the scary thing about it is, what if the love of your life is not that race that's why I don't do that. Because I don't want to play myself. Just imagine I'm only going to date with a black girl, black love, which I'm for and all that. But what if the love of my life is not black? What can I do about it? What, sit here and just wait for the rest of my life and die alone or something? Nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. What if God don't want me to be with that person? Y'all can say it all you want, but if God wanted me to be with a so-called black woman, it will happen, right? So I ain't got to worry about it, right? But what if he didn't? Let's hypothetically say he didn't. What if I'm fucked then? If I say I only want a black woman, black love, which is good, not against it, but I'm not going to sit here and say, well, that's the only race I'm going to deal with because, I'm not ignorant because I don't know. I'm not God, Or it don't even have to be race sometimes. It could be like, I'm only going to date her if she looks like a model. What if the woman of your life don't necessarily look like a model, but she's still attractive and everything? You know what I mean? Like, say you want a caramel complected girl, but she's not. It's just dumb shit that people get caught up in, man. Or you might be a woman, you want a 6'5" guy. The love of your life ain't 6'5". Now you never gonna get the love of your life, It's just dumb shit. But anyways, man, I'm out of here. It's the same shit. People saying they don't want their kids to interracially date or date outside their race. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing as somebody who interracially dates or only dates a certain race. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You saying I don't deal with them on that type of level. It's no different than the people saying I don't want you to deal with those people on that type of level. As they say it to their kids, it's the same thing, y'all. It don't matter. I'm not here to say if it's racist or not. All I'm saying is it's the same thing. It's equivalent to me. It's no different. Y'all have a great day.